Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything you built, every handshake, every microphone, every moment of connection with an audience, you're about to walk away from it. For good. That's exactly what our man, Ben Shephard, the legend of UK television, has done. He said goodbye. Forever. And if you've ever asked yourself, what's next, or can one person really step away at the top, then you're in the right place. Stay with me, because at the end of this story, you're going to feel something unexpected, something bittersweet, something must-see. Let's rewind, because every goodbye has a beginning. Ben's journey began not in a palace of fame, but in a quiet small town outside London, where he dared to dream big. He started in 1998, hosting the spin-off show The Bigger Breakfast. From there, his charisma and warmth carried him to become one of the most trusted faces of daytime television. For us, a generation who remembers sitting with our coffee mugs, watching morning shows, Ben felt familiar, like a friend. He made us smile before the world rushed in. And yet, climbing wasn't easy. There were long, early mornings, behind-the-scenes stress, and the constant pressure of being front of camera. He carried it all with a grin. So when we hear today he's saying goodbye, well, there's a weight behind it. Because his beginnings remind us, even legends start as just someone trying to be seen. But what happens when the climb plateaus? Let's move to the turning point. As his star rose, Ben reached a moment many of us face in our 60s, the question, what next? He'd become the face of shows like Tipping Point. He had become comfortable, secure. And yet the biggest enemy of a fulfilled life is comfort that lulls your soul. Imagine the phone call. We'd like you to present this new show. But inside you ask, do I still want this? Or do I want something different? In our lives around age 60, many of us ask, is this my final act or my next chapter? Ben faced that. And he made a decision that stunned many. He would step away from a comfortable position. He would say goodbye, not because he was forced, but because he chose it. That's powerful. But here's the cliffhanger. Stepping away is one thing. Stepping into the unknown is another. What awaited him, and us, on the other side of that choice? Stay with me. Here's where hearts tighten. Saying goodbye is never just 3 words. It's a wait or a release. For Ben, that moment arrived on his final show at ITV's long-running morning program. Colleagues teared up. Viewers felt the shift. The set looked the same, but something changed. Pause. For many of us, our own goodbyes weren't televised. They came in quieter rooms, a retirement party, a small gathering, a handshake. But the emotion was the same. The end of a chapter. He said, in effect, thank you for the privilege, the trust, the mornings, the cameras. But I'm moving on. And we wondered, was it relief? Was it heartbreak? Or a mix of both? But this isn't where our story ends. Because when you say goodbye, you don't vanish, you transform. And transformation brings surprise. Here's the twist many didn't expect. After saying goodbye, Ben didn't just disappear, he redefined his presence. He didn't let himself be labeled former TV presenter. Instead, he embraced new challenges. For someone in their 60s, and our audience knows this, the instinct can be, slow down. But Ben chose reinvent. Whether it's exploring new formats, spending time with his family, or quietly building something away from the glare, he stepped into a different kind of light. And that, friends, is the lesson. Goodbye isn't always an exit. It can be an entrance into your most authentic self. But what does authenticity look like when the cameras are off? That's where the emotional core lies, and where we'll lean in next. Let's talk about what really matters. Not the bright lights, not the applause, but the reason you got up in the morning. For Ben, it was connection. It was making someone feel seen during their breakfast tea. It was bringing joy on a weekday. Now that he's walked away from the constant spotlight, what remains is his legacy. And legacy isn't only measured in ratings, it's measured in moments, An older viewer saying, "You made me smile." A co-host saying, "You were my trusted partner." For all of us in our 60s, these are the questions. What legacy am I building? What will people say about me when the lights dim? Ben's example says, let your legacy be about service, authenticity, and yes, joy. But here's another cliffhanger. If you stop for a moment and say goodbye to something in your life, what new chapter might you open? Because Ben's story isn't just his, it invites ours. As we approach the finish line of this story, notice how it mirrors life itself. We rise. We pause. We say goodbye. We transform. We leave a mark. Ben Shephard's goodbye isn't just television news. It's a gentle reminder that at any age, even 60, 65, or beyond, we still hold the power to choose, to pivot, to lean fully into what matters, to say, this chapter ends, but the book isn't done. Now imagine you, watching this, reflecting on your mornings, your purpose, your departure point. What might you choose to say goodbye to? What might you say hello to? I invite you to do something now. Take a deep breath. Let the story of Ben's choice wash over you. Then write down